Good evening everyone and welcome along to TTML Division 4. We are here for Season 4, Round 9 of the Championship as we take on the American Grand Prix from the Circuit of the Americas here in Austin, Texas. My name is James. I'm going to be taking you through the stream as always. Michael Edwards is going to be joining me alongside in the commentary box very shortly indeed. He's just in his one-rub race at the moment, finishing that off, and he will join me as always halfway through qualifying with the race in mind, of course, coming into tonight. And if you remember what happened last week, and if you didn't tune in to last week, well, I'm going to tell you what happened. Ryan won out on track in Mexico, Mitch was second and Christian in third, and that has brought about a big change into the top of the standings. Ryan leads the way on 143 points coming into tonight. Gort is in second on 139 and Christian in third on 137. For the first time I think this season that Gort has actually been headed in the championship. Neymar in fourth on 128 with Joe on fifth on 114. So I make that 29 points, separating Ryan down to Joro. That is a race wins distance in there. So any of the five could win possibly tonight and then take the Championship League going into next week, if others fall by the wayside, of course. Maysler in 6th on 87, Rock City 7th on 82, Masolta 8th on 79, Black Phoenix 9th on 77, and Maximus in 10th on 67 points. Running down the rest of the field, we have Frey Pepper in 11th on 62, Yogi 12th on 61, Robin 13th tied with Conti on 56, Vettel in 15th on 53, Storm 16th on 52, Zam and Luke Ix tied for 17th on 43, Mitch in 19th on 33, and Storm, CLE Storm in 20th on 30 points. So that's the rundown of the drivers' standings, and Ryan, of course, holds a 4-point advantage coming into tonight. Gort second, Christian in third, 6 points separating the top 3 drivers in the standing. That is about as close as what we've got in TTML Division 2, and if you didn't tune into that race last night, go and tune in after this one here in TTML Division 4, because that was an absolute cracker of a race, an absolute thrilling final lap, and hopefully you might have seen Tom on Twitter post my commentary and Mike's commentary last night, of course, on the final lap. If you haven't seen that, go and watch it on Twitter. Honestly, it is a fantastic race to watch through and throughout, and we've got a 1-point gap going into the final round of the championship. Whether remains to be seen. Are we going to get that 1-point gap going into tonight in Division 4? Remains to be seen. Looking at the constructors as well, Racing Point leading the way on 219 points, McLaren and second on 210. Both constructors well in the mix, they're 9 points separated. Alfa Romeo on third on 184, Ferrari fourth on 164, Renault fifth on 157, Red Bull sixth on 143, Haas seventh on 138, Mercedes in eighth on 116, Williams ninth on 97, and AlphaTauri in 10th on 79 points. Racing Point, of course, holding the lead in the constructors, McLaren close behind. 14 drivers it seems here tonight. It's not surprising because there is a big football tournament that is starting tonight. Of course, the Euros, Turkey against Italy, about to kick off very soon indeed. And to keep the professionalism on this stream, I am not going to be informing you of the score of Turkey versus Italy during this. It is an opening match of the Euros, and you've got plenty of time to catch back up afterwards. So if you're expecting the Euro 2020 results, go and tune into BBC Sport, I think, for that one. But we are about to get underway, of course, here at the Circuit of the Americas. This 5.4 kilometre circuit, 2 DRS zones, one down the start-finish straight, one down in towards turn number 12. Plenty of opportunities for DRS detection points and also for the overtaking around here as well. And that should provide some really great action out on track, of course. 5.4 kilometres in length, as I say. The 20 turns, the S section, very, very hard to try and grasp. If you're going side by side through there, be careful. Hopefully the driving standards are going to be on the up once again compared to Mexico. We had a very limited attendance, I've got to be honest, last week. But we had a really good race in Mexico, which was great to see. And there was only one incident that actually came out of that in terms of Division 4. Rock City and Conti, a warning was given to Conti for aggressive driving. That was the only incident that was actually reported last week. And penalties overview, well, there's no qualifying bans or anything that I need to inform you of. But we are about to get underway. 10 seconds, just under, until we get going here in America, at the Circuit of the Americas, in, of course, Austin, Texas. Oysten Tresvig. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm terrible with my pronunciations these days, honestly. Go Norwegian people, he says. Of course, that is OWR and NSR, of course, related in terms of the commentary also for Division 5. James Ball, by the way, is ill tonight in Division 5, so if you've seen that stream now, and Pariah is the only man that is taking you through the stream, go and show him some love. Of course, he is doing that by himself. I'm doing it by myself currently. Mike's going to be joining me though on the commentary box very soon indeed for some Division 4 action. Noisy coming in there, of course, had a very good race last time out in Division 2 last night. Frey Pepper and Conti for first and second, he says. Well, have to wait and see, of course, what the weather is going to be doing out on track as well. It's normally quite dry around here. I don't think I've ever seen really a wet race around here at the Circuit of the Americas, so it's going to be interesting to see what the weather is going to do as we come out, and very similar to last night, probably a little bit more hazier to be honest. Beautiful blue skies and sunshine awaiting the guys out on track, and hopefully we're going to be seeing some really good racing, of course, out on track around this 20 corner circuit. 5.4 kilometres in length, 14 drivers about to do battle. And some big absentees actually. Ryan last week's winner is here. Gort as well is also here. The championship protagonists are here, which is good to see. Robin, now no longer part of NSR it seems. He is down there in 14th position, showing on the graphics left hand side. Of course, nobody set a time yet, so don't worry about that. He's about to come out of the pit lane now, but it's an interesting development. He's no longer part of NSR. But we'll be hoping that the Red Bull man can set some very good lap times out on track. TRT Vettel and OWR Gorta are the first two out on track. Only 14, and yeah, getting some deja vu. But as I always say here in TTML, it's quality over quantity. It's as simple as that. I'm not expecting, to be honest, the attendance to get any higher than this towards the final round of the championship, especially so because England's playing next week, and I know Holland's playing this week as well. But England, I believe, is playing next Friday, if I'm not mistaken, in the Euros. Vettel down in towards turn number 11. He's already invalidated on this lap so far. He'll be hoping for a good lap out on track, but I'm going to run on board with Gorta for this lap. I think it's going to be more clean lap, I've got to be honest, from Gort. Hopefully we see him set a good lap time here. And as I say, Mike Edwards is going to be joining me alongside on the commentary very soon indeed. He has been given invites to the lobby and to the party. Of course, he'll just join when needs be. But Gort now coming through turn 12 on the run up towards turn 13. Of course, we saw a very good battle last night between TDB and CR7. If you don't want me to spoil that, say now. But it was a great battle out on track throughout the final lap of the race in TTML Division 2. I was in awe, to be honest. It was such a good, clean battle out on track. TRT Vettel is going to be the first man to set up on a lap, and Gort is going to be the second man out on track. And we're going to run on board then on a lap of the Circuit of the Americas with Gort. He now comes around the final code, opens up the DRS on toward the line. Nearly 200 miles an hour they'll reach on the hill in towards turn number 1. Gort reaches 194 mile an hour just before the braking zone at the 100 metre board. Turns the car in nicely to the curb through turn 1. And now through turn 2, a little bit of kick of oversteer coming down the banking there. Now through turn 2. Then towards the S section, very like Maggot and Becker to Silverstone through 5, and then in towards turn 6. And Gort flies through the first sector to 24.4, pretty much similar to the pace last night, of course, in TTML Division 2. Gort now coming through turn 9, where could catch quite a few people out of you run wide there. Could pick up an invalidation. Gort now down in towards turn 11. Brakes nicely on the apex there. Gort now running down the straight in towards turn number 12. DRS now deployed on track, and we are already 3 minutes through qualifying. Nobody has set a lap time just yet if you are just tuning in. Better the first man out on track. Gort though on a lap just in behind him as he now comes through in towards turn number 12, then in towards 13 to 1 minute point 6 through the middle sector. So around the mid pack of last night's qualifying session in TTML Division 2. So now just locks up in towards 15. And then in towards Verstappen corner 16, 17, 18. You can see actually as he comes through Verstappen corner, he's getting closer to Vettel. So this lap is quicker than Vettel ahead of him already. Now coming in towards turn 19. Beautiful lap. This is by Gort as he now comes through the final corner. Could be a 29 to start off the night here by Gort. Runs toward the line. 31.1 from Vettel to 30.2 from Gort. And as soon as I said that, Gort out on top of Neymar. comes in with a 1:30.1. Good lap time there from him. Robin is on a lap just in behind as well. We've got drivers now coming across the line. Ryan goes third. Good lap from him. Conti fifth as well. Robin then, final man, next man to come across the line. Yogi went fourth. Robin to the line, and he goes fourth ahead of Yogi by about 300ths of a second. Storm, TTG Storm, on a lap. He's now coming down in towards turn number 12. This very heavy braking zone, of course, here at turn 12. Reminds me a bit, rather than the King running down in towards turn 12, reminds me a bit like Delhi, to be honest, the old Indian circuit in New Delhi, and that was a great straight, and it reminds me a little bit like that, to be honest, just the other way around. Storm now coming in towards turn 15. And his Neymar out on top. Gold second, Trey Pepper now third, Ryan fourth, Christian by the way in fifth, Robin, Yogi, Vettel, Conti, Mays are the top 10. Quite close in qualifying already. Storm now coming in towards the final couple of corners, Bow out on track. And then comes through in towards turn number 20. Misses the apex slightly there. Could go around Robin sort of area. Comes across the line. Yeah, behind Yogi goes 8, 30.9. He gets in there within the mix as well. Maximus is invalid. Mitch coming out of turn 9. Rock City just coming through in towards turn 9 as well. So we're on above with Mitch. He is now the next man out on track. Very impressive performance actually by Mitch last time out. Finishing second, of course, if you didn't tune in to the TTML Division 4 race last week. Mitch did finish second out on track, and it was a really good performance, I've got to say, from him out there. And hopefully he is going to be one of the men to watch out for once again tonight as we're coming towards the end of qualifying, as we are nearly 6 minutes gone. Third of the way through, Neymar on top, Gort second, Frey Pepper in third. Just middle sector not looking too bad. The Dutchman now coming in towards turn 15. And then in towards Verstappen corner at 16, 17, 18. Actually just losing the rear end. A little bit more of application of power there from Mitch. And just spun the car around. But he's still on a good lap here actually, Mitch. Comes into the final couple of corners. Is he going to come into the pits? No, this is still a good lap actually from Mitch. Could be a 1:31. And comes to the line. And he's ahead of Mays. But if he didn't spin that car, I think he would have went around Yogi, Storm sort of areas. Rock City puts himself up to third, the 1:30.3. A much closer qualifying session, though. There's no real favourite coming in qualifying early on. It's Neymar out on top, Gort second, Rock City in third. Gort, I believe, is just leaving the pit lane, actually, out on track. Mitch, of course, has just finished that lap for 12th position for him. Rock City. Gort, though, is the first man once again to come back out on a lap. I think Vettel is now behind him in terms of lap. He's the only Mercedes, of course, out on track tonight. But Neymar holds sway over Gort. Rock City in third. It's kind of an all-Norwegian 1-2-3, to be honest, apart from Neymar is Danish, of course. So it's an all-Scandinavian affair at the top step of the podiums, certainly in qualifying so far. 7 minutes gone. It's Neymar out on top, Gort second, Rock City in third. Notice saying Gort using no ABS. He has my respect already. He does use no ABS out on track, and it's fantastic to see. And I think that's probably why, at various points of the season, where he's been probably quicker than the rest of the field in terms of qualifying pace. So he's only, what, a tenth and a quarter basically off Neymar at this stage. He can easily find that. He can easily go into 29.9, 29.8 sort of region. I'm not going to try and make a prediction, by the way, in terms of my lap time. I nailed it last night. I don't want to try and make it 2 nights in a row. Or do you want me to make a prediction? Because I'm like Mystic James all of a sudden now here on League Racing TV. But Neymar's still out on top, Gort second, Rock City in third. Gort now coming in towards the final couple of corners to prepare up for his lap once again. Mays, by the way, saying, backing up, stupid as always, if you're causing yellow flags, you are going to go slow. With a snail emoji. Not sure who that might be in reference to. Certainly not me. At least I'm in the commentary box and safe from these guys out on track. Or now, out on track, starting up on a lap down in towards turn number 1. The uphill rise, nearly a 70-metre rise up in towards turn 1. Beautifully done. Locked up there down in towards turn 1, although a bit less clean than his turn 1 last time out. Through turn 2. Then towards turns 3, 4, 5 and 6, flying through the S section at this point. And he's looking more committed actually coming through the end of the first sector. He's a 10th down though, and he invalidates. So Gordon invalidates. Never happy, I think, from the beginning of that lap, to be honest, where we locked him in towards turn 1. Neymar though, out on top, Gort second. But what about them with Vettel, who is 3 tenths up already coming through the first sector. Much better from Vettel through the first sector. Yogi has retired from the session. That's coming out of turn 1. So that's coming out of turn 1. I'm just trying to see who might be nearest to him. I think Frey Pepper is there. Oh yeah, there is Yogi to the left-hand side. Literally flying through camera shot there. Yogi off. And, well, he's out of the session. He's going to be not improving beyond 8th position at this stage. We'll go back on board with Vettel then. As I say, 3/10 out on track at the minute. He's improving. And again, 3/10. He's just lost a little bit of time, actually, slightly in the middle sector. Through 13, 14, and then in towards the double left of turn 15. Neymar on top court, second, Rock City in third at this stage. Ryan has just started up on the lap, you can see on the mini-map. Maximus has also started on one as well. Neymar's coming through the end of the middle sector, I believe, so we'll cut to him in just a second. Vettel's in towards the final 2 corners, though. He's very, very adjacent, pretty much the white line there with his left-hand side wheel. Comes across the line, goes 9th. And again, he lost a little bit of time in that middle sector. Neymar's flying, though. 300s up in this final sector. Into the final sector we come now with Neymar. Now there's Neymar on top court, second, Rock City in third. That glint really do my eyesight in. I'm not sure what it'll be like for the drivers there out on track. Neymar now runs in towards the final couple of corners through turn 19, through turn 20 now. He's going to improve, maybe 29.9. Comes across the line, 30 flat, he improves 500ths of a second. He's now nearly 2/10 ahead of Gort, who's back into the pit lane. Rock City on an out lap. Frey Pepper's invalid. Ryan, according to that little was purple in the middle sector. Not sure what I was saying there, but Ryan's in the middle sector now, and he's coming through into the final 2 corners, and he's up in the middle sector. Oh, he's just missed the curve there completely. Comes through turn 19, now through turn 20, he's run out of EOS as well. It's a good lap from Ryan. Comes to the line, and he does improve, and he goes third. Good lap time there by Ryan, a 1:30.3 from him out on track. Christian now to the line. And he doesn't improve. Well, he does improve his lap time. He doesn't improve his position. A 10th up on his lap. Storm is coming in towards the final couple of corners as well. 7 minutes to go. Neymar on top, Gort second, Ryan in third. Has Neymar got Gort's doing here in qualifying? Storm goes 7th. Mitch is coming through turn 1. Maximus is backed off, and I believe he's going to run out of fuel on this lap. Mitch then on a lap. Coming into the S section, through 4, through 5, through 6, really committed through there. Just degrades a little bit of speed away. One of the fastest first sectors we've seen so far, though, at 24.3 through the first sector. And 6.5 minutes ago, Mitch is really committed, coming through turn 9, through turn 10, then towards turn 11. And this is probably where he can actually lose most of the time. Down the straight is where he probably lose most of the time. And then coming in towards turn 11 there, he just again lost a little bit of speed. It degraded some of that speed away. But he'll be hoping to try and get around Vettel, Yogi sort of area. Yogi is there pretty much for chips, to be honest, out on track. Of course, he's not going to be setting a lap time out there. Mitch then in towards turn 12. Through the middle sector, this is much better from Mitch. A 1:04 through the middle sector. He's 4.5 up nearly on this lap. If he puts together a really good, strong final sector here, he'll be looking around Storm Christian sort of areas. Mitch now comes through in towards 16, through 17, and now through the right-hander of turn 18. Deep to the apex there, very nicely, affording to lose no ground whatsoever. Mitch then into the final 2 corners. This is a really good lap from Mitch, as he now comes through the final corner, runs to the line, and he goes quickest. Wow, what a final sector from Mitch at 29.9 from Mitch. He puts it to the top step at the minute in qualifying. Neymar in second, Gort in third. Rock City though responds at 29.8, and he goes dead on a 10.5 quicker than Mitch. So it is all to play for in qualifying here tonight. The whole field separated by 1.5 seconds. Rock City out on top, Mitch in second, Neymar now demoted down to third. Gort is on a lap, he's 400 up, coming out through into the middle sector, coming through turn 11. Rock City leads, Mitch in second, Neymar in third. 5 minutes to go in qualifying. As Gort now runs down the straight, in excess of 200 miles an hour, down this long 1 kilometre straight. Locks up, but it's a much better lap, I believe, from Gort coming through the middle sector. He's around Mitch sort of area, actually. He's a 10th up, he's purple, according to his best, I think, in the middle sector. Certainly not the quickest middle sector we've seen entirely tonight. Coming through turn 15, very, very deep into the apex. Gets as much speed as possible out the corner. Through 16, 17, and then now through 18. And Gort has to respond here. He's got to find 4/10 of a second, basically, on Rock City. Flies through turn 19, in towards turn 20. 4 minutes to go on qualifying. Gort to the line. And he goes second, 29.9. He's about a tenth and a half off. Maximus has retired in the pit lane. Everybody has set lap times. It's Rock City then. Out on top from Gort in second, Mitch in third, Neymar, Ryan, Frey Pepper. Are your top six at this stage. Christian, Storm, Ryan, Vettel, Conti and Mays are still going. Yogi as well there in 10th and Maximus in 13th. Both retired from the session. Rock City back into the pit lane. Don't think we've got Frey Pepper on a lap. He's coming back into the pit lane. We'll run on board then with Christian, who is going to be one of the furthest on an out lap. He's going to be the first man to set his final run. Really out on track with 3.5 minutes to go. Anybody's game here in qualifying tonight. Rock City out on top, Gort in second, Mitch in third. The two Ferraris filling out second and third at this stage. Racing Point, of course, on top. And in terms of the constructors' standings, well, Rock City leading the way at the minute in qualifying. If he stays as he is, he gets 2 points for himself. For himself, not for the constructors. But it will mean that Racing Point will remain ahead even if they do get that 2-point advantage, and it'll be 11 points now, the gap between Racing Point and McLaren going into the final couple of rounds of this championship. It is Rock City leading, Gort second, Mitch in third. Here in qualifying, Mays is on an outlap as well as Neymar. Neymar might be one of the furthest on as well. We'll cut to him in probably halfway around the lap, I would imagine, if Christian doesn't get a invalidation. It's looking really good, I think, from Rock City's perspective of the stage. He's got a bit of a buffer time compared to the rest of the field who haven't really got a buffer, like Gort and Mitch, for example, 1700 of a second separating. It's going to be very hard for these guys to try and improve in a lap time. And I would actually suspect that we're going to see like a 29.5 maybe towards the end of qualifying to set the fastest lap. Christian then about to maybe set this fastest lap now. Comes now up the hill and towards turn number 1. He has got Rock City 3 cars ahead of him, and Rock City inevitably is going to be waiting up. He did warn me that they were going to be doing an ultimate so in qualifying. And Christian probably told him, right, let's go, let's try and get a lap in. And he's actually going to come out on traffic very quickly here, actually. Christian through the first sector, he's 1800 up, and Rock City just got out the way there. He is going to be coming out on traffic here, I think, Christian. Coming through turn 9, and he's butchered that, but he's kept it going through turn 9, through turn 10, and then towards turn 11. Conti now gets out of the way. Christian, I think, was just one eye maybe to the right-hand side there. Robin and Conti got very close on the rejoin there from Conti. That would look very, very close to me. Don't think there was any contact, but Robin looks like he's going to try and drag Conti down the straight. They're looking for position here, actually, and Robin has got that position out on track. Christian through the middle sector. Yeah, he's 2 tenths down, and that wash effect has really cost him. Coming through the S section, that dirty air will cost him. How's Neymar doing through the first sector? 6,000 up. He's got Mace behind him also on a lap with a minute to go in qualifying. It's Rock City out on top, Gort second, Mitch in third, Neymar in fourth, Ryan, Frey Pepper, Christian, Storm, Robin and Yogi are top 10, Vettel, Conti, Maximus and Mays currently are top 14. But into the middle sector now comes Neymar at the end of the middle sector. Comes through the end of the middle sector and he's 2 tenths up on this lap, and he's nearly around Rock City sort of area. Oh, he nearly invalidated coming through turn 14. Now through 15, little bit Larry, and he's actually degraded the speed away. This is not improving, I don't think, from Neymar now. As he comes through turn 18, he's got to take turn 19 and 20, basically the best he's ever done. As he now comes through 19, in towards turn 20. Is it enough to try and beat Rock City for pole position? I don't think it's enough, and he's not! He's spun at the final corner, he gets caught on the outside curb, he spins round, right side end plate damage on the car, and he's just going to spear across track on Mitch, that was, starting up a lap. That was not great at all from Neymar. That will get investigated by the stewards. Thank goodness there was a ghosting system there, if I've got to be honest. Gort has just started a loud lap. Mays is back into the pit lane, he's invalid. So, who's furthest on a lap is what I'm trying to pinpoint. TTG Storm is the furthest on a lap. He's 2.5 tenths up. Mays has left the session. So hopefully Mays will be able to get back in the session. It's Rock City out on top, Gort second, Mitch in third. But TTG Storm, what can he do? He now comes through into the final corner, needed at the end of qualifying. Here is Storm through the final corner, comes to the line, and he goes sixth with a 130.3. Ryan is a 10th up, a lovely rear wing cam there, as we always saw. It's Frey Pepper goes to the top with a 29.6. Frey Pepper to the top. How's Vettel doing on his lap? He didn't improve. Vettel did not improve. I think he spun actually out the final corner. Robin is on a lap then. Coming out through the final corner, comes to the line. No improvement on his position. He improves a 10th though on his time. Conti across the line goes 9th. 7/10 improvement from him. Ryan is still a 10th up. Rock City goes to the top at 29.5 from Rock City. Ryan though, committed in towards the final couple of corners. It's Rock City out on top. Frey Pepper in second. How's Ryan going to get on? Comes to the line. He goes third. Goal, 2,000 down. Mitch is invalid. Coming through the middle sector. How's Neymar getting on? I don't think Neymar's on a lap. Gorsh is now coming through. He's the final man to actually set a lap. Is he going to be the man that gets pole position here? It's Rock City out on top. It's Frey Pepper in second, but Gorsh on a flyer. Gordon now around the final corner. Comes to the line. On he goes third. It's a 29.7. It's Rock City out on top. It's Frey Pepper in second. It's Gorton third. Mitch and Neymar not going to get lap times in. Rock City on top. Frey Pepper second. Gorton third. Good evening, Mr. Michael Edwards.
Good evening, as I joined right at the end of qualifying, seeing the times there. Rock City out there on pole position. A great lap from him. A 29.5.
I swear they call me Mystic James because that's the second time now I've got a qualifying time right. I said somebody might set a 29.5. Yeah.
Well, I have a lotto ticket by you. Do you want it?
You can send it up to Sunderland, but I think it's going to take about 3 days to get up here, and the lottery draws tonight, so I don't think it's going to work. Oh. But Rock City, though, out on top, he's only 500s clear, actually, of Frey Pepper. It's quite a mix-up in terms of qualifying. It is Rock City out on top, and we'll run through the grid order in just a second, as it'll load on my screen now. Rock City out on top, 500ths of a second ahead of Frey Pepper. Gorton third. In the end, a little bit disappointing, I think, from his standards. Ryan in fourth, Mitch in fifth. Good qualifying from him. Neymar in sixth. If he didn't spin, I think he probably would have been towards the top end. Storm in seventh, Christian in eighth, Conti in ninth, Robin in 10th, a second, just over, separate in the top 10. Yogi 11th, Vettel in 12th, Maximus 13th, and Mays down in 14th. Only 100th of a second off Maximus. But Rock City out on top, Frey Pepper second. A little bit of a turn up for the Bucks, I think, in terms of qualifying.
Yeah, a very tight one at the top. I mean, yeah, forgive me, I just recently came out of a race that dragged on, and I haven't got everything that I need right now, so I just need to get a track map up in the standings.
That's totally fine. Neymar, by the way, in the comments section, saying he was 4/10 up and as he spun. Unfortunately for you, Neymar, that was broadcast to the 12 people that are now watching this stream. So, and one of them's me. One of them is me. So you've literally just broadcast that to myself. So there we are. Mace has joined the session. I can't see his name though on the right hand side. I wonder if he's going to take control of his car in the... Well, he can't take it in the formation app. So I wonder if he's actually going to retake control of his car at the start of the race. That would seem the most logical thing.
Well, I mean, I have a little bit of experience with this, James. It just happened to me just under an hour ago, where I was kicked out just before the formation lap. I was able to rejoin. I wasn't able to take control of my car on the formation lap, but when I did take control of my car at the race start, I was ghosted for the entire race. So...
Oh!
Mays could have that same issue where he can join this car and he's actually in the car setting the lap times, but ghosted for the entire thing.
Well, there is his AI. His AI is out on track, is what we can report. It's not like earlier on in the game cycle, where obviously if you were an AI, it would literally just retire the car and you wouldn't compete in the session. So Mace luckily has got that. He's in AI mode at this stage. He's right at the back of the field as well. So it's perfectly fine, unless he absolutely shoots through the field, like it sometimes happens on this game. And he goes like 3 seconds clear of everyone else down and towards turn number 1. Maze has got to be careful on that though, because it's against the rules, I think, to take control of your car. If you're further up the grid, you've got to wait until everyone's passed. Until then, you can take control of your car. And that's to try and avoid any glitches. And I think in Maze's perspective, it's easy for him. Because if his AI doesn't speed off like 3 seconds ahead of the field, he's in 14th position and he's got to be well adjusted with the rules.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, The issue for Mace is he could have the exact same glitch as what I just had. So if he is a ghost for the entire race, I don't know what we would make of that, because he would be unable to get damage and he'd just be able to drive through people, which eliminates the battling.
Yeah, it does eliminate the battling, but that's just the game fear, I think. Towards the end of the game cycle, of course, we have got our final rounds next week, and 2 announcements at the end of this stream as well, one of which I have previously made, of course, and that's about the Great Ormond Street Hospital race charity night that we're having next Sunday. Rock City, they're out on top, Frey Pepper second, Gorton third. Quickly, I'm going to turn on to strategy. Yogi and Maximus on a set of mediums. They're going to be to around the halfway stage.
Yeah, we saw in Division 2 last night the mediums doing a good stint. Of course, TDB last night able to take the mediums. I believe it was, what, about 18 laps, something like that, 20 laps?
I think it was, yeah, and if you were Mad Jonas, or named Jonas last night, you were the most unluckiest person in the world, because you got a puncture with 79% tyres. But the 5 red lights are about to go out to you in America, penultimate round of the championship. Predicted pit stop strategy just comes up the weirdest time, doesn't it? To lights and away we go. Rock City has taken the lead. Frey Pepper in second. Actually, Rock City had a little bit of wheel spin off the start, and Frey Pepper leads in towards turn 1. Ryan down the inside line. No Constantino effect behind. It's all clean through turn 1. A little bit of wheel banging there. 3 wide further down the field with Conti, Vettel and Yogi going 3 wide into the S section. This is unbelievable. Well. And Vettel's got them both. Vettel has got them both. Oh, and Yogi and Conti make contact on each other. Don't think there's any damage. They've got away with it just about. Yogi in 11, Conti in 12. They come through the S section for the first time. Vettel got them both though. Coming out of turn 1, a great move from Vettel. He's up to 10th. Frey Pepper the lead. Rock City in second. Look at Gort though on the back of Ryan. Ryan is the one that has really got a good start here. Mitch is up to 5th as well. Storm up to 6th. There's a dive bomb from Vettel down the inside of Robin. Robin on the outside line is just about ahead as he now comes down the straight. Mitch now right on the back of Gort. He's trying to close in on his teammate. Storm as well, trying to close in as well, but I don't think we're going to be close enough for Rock City. Right to the back of Frey Pepper in towards turn number 12, and Yogi has been dive bombed there by Conti. Conti got a really good late braking move there going. He's up into 11th position. Mays and Maximus fighting side by side as well further down the field. But Mays is through and he's into 13th position. Very much all clean on the first lap though, Mike.
Yeah, apart from just Yogi or Conti just getting their wheels tangled with each other. I think that's all it was. No serious damage, and 3 wide into that corner, it wasn't going to work. And yeah, Vettel able to avoid getting tangled up with those two and able to make that double overtake.
Neymar was rightly close to the back, actually, as Rock City is going to go for the lead of the race. Rock City down the inside line on Frey Pepper. We seen him get his elbows out. No contact there between Rock City and Frey Pepper. Frey Pepper just ran out completely wide off camber of the corner, and Rock City is through. So Rock City is through and he's into the lead of the race with Frey Pepper, who ran out wide, and Rock City's through and he's into the lead. Frey Pepper second, Ryan in third, Gors in fourth. Conti is somewhere in the pack. I think he's about 9th or 10th at this stage. He's 11th. In fact, he's just rejoined there in the interval timings. But Rock City leading the way. Frey Pepper in second. That was crucial for Rock City. But can he now gap Frey Pepper around the most difficult track to try and gap a driver at? Vettel looks the inside line of Robin further down the field. Not quite close enough. Gort right on the back of Ryan. And this could be quite interesting. The 2 championship leaders are about to do battle out on track, and Gort switches to the outside line. It should be a no-nonsense approach here from Gort. He's already through on Ryan. Down the outside line, in towards turn 12, gets the job done. Christian and Storm, yeah, side by side, coming through turn 12, and Christian through on Storm, and he's into 6th.
Yeah, Christian making the move there, and so we had Goat making the move on Ryan. I think Ryan, I don't think he minds too much at this moment, just dropping the place to the Ferrari. I think he's happy just to keep his tyres in check and just put the laps in this first stint.
Yeah, it's not looking too bad at all. Lights on track. About to start lap 3. Robin's first 3-second time penalty of the evening, and indeed the first 3-second time penalty out of everyone. Mitch, by the way, is right onto the back of Ryan coming out the final corner. He's basically side by side on the exit of the corner. Ryan got the better traction. He's now pulled 4/10 away down in towards turn 1. Storm's on the back of Christian. Mays on the back of Yogi. He's going to look to the inside line now, running down in towards turn 1. Dives it very late on the brakes. Leaves a set of 11s as well under the brakes, but he is through. Yogi's on the inside
Yogi's
line,
fighting
though,
back.
and Yogi's actually going to fight back, and Yogi, I think, is going to be ahead. And he
no.
turns into him. Yogi turns in, Maze with a
slow.
massive crash, and it's a VSC. A VSC is being deployed out on track. Yogi, to be honest, it was too wide into the corner. We saw it with Isotopic and LMN, I think it was, last night, where they went side by side on the first lap. Yogi didn't leave any room there at all from Maze's perspective, and Maze, rightfully so, leaves the session in pure and utter disgrace, I think. Yogi should have left him more room. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of naivety there from Yogi. You can't move across someone until you know 100% that you are fully ahead of him, and we just saw there he just wasn't fully ahead of him. He was using his overtake as well mid-corner, which is not what you want to be doing in these corners. Definitely
not, and hopefully Yogi will learn from that experience, I'm sure, and I don't think he'll ever try to go side by side around the S section here in America once again. Storm and Robin. Yeah, Robin's got a 3-second time penalty, hasn't he? It's Storm who's got a drive through. DRS is now re-enabled on lap 3.
Pepper's gone.
Fred Pepper spun. I'm not sure what happened there. I didn't see him.
Traction.
He's in the gravel.
As the VSC got underway, he got on the traction coming through the triple right-hander, and he just lost the rear end and just went around and around.
And he was in second when he did that as well. He's down all the way down towards 12th position, because Storm, of course, is going to be now coming through the pit lane, and Fred Pepper's up to 12th. Storm is out the pit lane, serving up his drive-through in 13th. Rock City now handed a 2-second advantage, and that is crucial in terms of Gort and Ryan in terms of the championship, because Gort now has got enough points to outscore Ryan, theoretically out on track with, what, 4 laps gone. Gort, if he stays ahead of Ryan and they don't pick up any penalties, which is very hard to say given a track around this, Gort will be the championship leader by, I think, 2 points going into the final round, as Mitch is right on the back of Ryan.
Yeah, and Gort has actually managed to pull out that DRS range, which means Ryan is now defenseless from Mitch. Down the inside will go the Ferrari. And that is perfect for Goat now. He's got his teammate in between him and his championship rival.
And Ryan's actually going to try and fight back all the way around the outside here. The Brit on the back of the Dutchman, but the Dutchman, with an impressive performance last time out of Mexico, makes an impressive move there. Mitch is up into 3rd position. He can now try and chase down Gort, and we saw it last week. Mitch was quicker than Gort at various points in the Mexican race. I wonder if he's going to be the same here tonight in America, because it's a very similar track, albeit with the elevation change. Ryan's run out wide. Christian not going to try and capitalise though for the move. Rock City though leads. It's Gordon in second, and yet Christian on the inside line is going to get the move done, I think, and he absolutely sails on by him. Watch out for Neymar as well. Neymar could be quite close down and towards turn number 1, but not quite close enough. So Christian through and he's into 4th. Ryan just making a little bit of mistakes. I wonder if his tyres are more worn than the guys around him.
Yeah, I think that could definitely be the issue. And
Yogi's going side by side with Frey Pepper again, and this is into the S section again. It's twice gonna be lucky. Frey Pepper gets the move done. I think Yogi backed off that last time, and Frey Pepper's through and he's into 11th. You can take the S section side by side, Yogi. Well done.
Yeah, I think Yogi learned immediately from his incident with Maze, and it's heartbreaking for Maze. But what we have now, we have Neymar. Is he going to be close enough to go for a move down the inside on Ryan?
One word, no. No. There you go.
I mean, he could
He's
have.
still in 5th.
He could have.
He could have,
His overtake.
Yeah, he could have. I think they were both ingrained in this bit of a DRS train with Christian just ahead. They were both using up overtake mode. I was running both with Neymar, certainly. He used a bit of overtake mode halfway down the straight to try and get latch onto the back of Ryan, but didn't want to go for that move. And I think it's quite sensible, to be honest, as Maximus is round. Maximus is round on the infield coming through 13, and he's going to rejoin, well, behind Storm. So he rejoins behind Storm. There's no damage on the car, so I think he's just probably lost it on the traction, as Neymar's in. This is early.
Early call there from Neymar, and possibly a 2-stop, I'm thinking.
2-stop? Yeah, it could be possible if he's going... Yeah, he's going set of mediums, so it makes sense. Mediums will last, what? Well, we saw it with... What was it? TDP last night. 18 laps on a set of mediums they could last, basically. Before they were like puncture territory. Neymar is out of the pit lane. 18 laps from now was around lap 24. If he can prioritise his tyre wear out on track and really go for this in the early stages of this stint, Neymar, I think, is going to undercut the whole field.
Yeah, I think that's the plan for Neymar. Pit early, go for the two-stop, get some clear air, push in on your fresh tyres, undercut the guys you're battling, and then late in the race, you will have much fresher tyres compared to everyone else because you would have made that second pit stop.
Vettel down the inside line. Robin's very late on the brakes, though, around the outside and towards turn 12. If he gets the traction zone here, and he has, Robin is going to keep the move down the inside line. Vettel will try the switchback. There's no way he's getting the switchback from that far back. And Robin is through, and he's into P6, past the late breakers. Impressive stuff from Robin. He's through, and he's into 6th. And look, he's already got Vettel nearly 7/10 of a second. And Maze, by the way, in the comments section as well, saying, "We'll bring my invisibility cloak next game."
As Christian peels off into the pit lane. The one thing I was noticing though is that Christian and Mitch had dropped Ryan B out of DRS range, so Ryan B seems to be struggling.
He's massively struggling out on track. I think he's struggling with his tyres more than anything else, rather than just his pace. Conti holds up Christian into the pit box there, so Christian holds up thingy, and Neymar now is coming past him. Neymar's going to be ahead of Christian. I think he was initially, but Neymar is through and he's into 10th position. He's rejoined about a second and a half clear on the exit of turn 1. Neymar's 1.2 seconds clear of Christian. And now Christian's got to get on the power to try and chase him down.
Yeah, I think Neymar was behind Christian actually before he made the pit stop. I think he was behind Ryan as well. So we got Yogi and Free Pepper swinging positions, and Sweet Pepper is around.
That's a turn 9, very similar to an incident we saw last night in Division 2. He gets out of the way and will rejoin track behind Christian. And in fact, I thought he was going to rejoin track maybe behind Conti, but he hasn't. He's rejoined just ahead of Conti. Vettel trying to chase down Robin, 5/10 per second coming in toward the end of the middle sector through turn 13. Already a quarter of the way through this race. Rock City out on top, Gord second, Mitch in third. Frey Pepper now outdone by Conti running down the straight. It must be that Frey Pepper might have some sort of damage maybe on that car. He's down in P12 now. He's really struggled in terms of his traction. Maximus down there in 13th after a spin. Rock City in from the lead. So is Mitch as well.
Yeah, this is where we're going to have to see, and Ryan also in, Vettel in. We're going to have to see now, are these guys going on the hards or the mediums? And I can see some yellow wall tyres there for Rock City. I believe I saw a...
Ryan.
Yeah, I did see a set of hards, yeah, for Ryan. So Ryan going for the safe option. And it's not a bad course. We saw last night in Division 2 with CR7. Played it safe and almost won the race.
Neymar and Mitch are going to be side by side coming out of turn 1. And Neymar's on the outside line. Frey Pepper retires coming into the pit lane. But look at this. Neymar side by side with them. And Neymar uses up the overtake. More beautiful stuff by Neymar. Gets the inside line running through 2. And is ahead of Mitch. And that is crucial for Neymar. Rock City is 4 seconds up the road basically out on track. But Neymar now in the net P2. Ryan's pace is not going to be that great further down the field. He's in 8th position at the minute, but he is going to be losing time to Vettel and to Conti, who are much fresher mediums than him. Storm, by the way, also went for a set of hards as well. He obviously got cost by that drive-through penalty he picked up. Mitch right on the back of Neymar, though, running down the straight, and I think this is only going to go one way. Neymar just pulls the inside line, and Mitch just flies past him. Mitch absolutely sailed on by. It's almost as if he got a jet propelled engine in that car. Mitch is through and he's into P5 as Frey Pepper has retired. His AI retires off track through sector 1.
Yeah, I hope on the next game that when you retire in the pits, the car doesn't come back out on track.
There's a 2 or 3 second window. When you make that pit stop, there is a 2 or 3 second window as Robin comes into the pit lane. There's a 2 or 3 second window where you can actually retire the pit stop, and that's when basically at this point here, when the car's stopped, the engineers are working, you retire, and that's the pinpoint, and that's the retirement option that you've got really in this game in the pit lane. It's a bit shoddy, to be honest, but Robin is going to be coming out of the pit lane probably behind Conti here at this point, and yeah, he is going to be behind Conti probably by about a second coming out the pit lane. Conti locks up in towards turn 1. And Robin is, what, 9 tenths ahead of him. So it's actually not too bad in terms of the gap. And Robin now latches on for a big DRS trend behind Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan on those hards. He's going to be, I think, around about half a second a lap slower. Maybe more than that around this track. But he is definitely going to be slower than these guys on the mediums at this point. The question is for Ryan, can he keep up the pace enough that later on he'll be able to take advantage of those hards against the medium runners ahead?
You would like to think so. I mean, we saw with CR7 last night that he was the quickest man out on track, CR7, in the end of the race. Ryan has got to be hoping on that as well. He's got to try and hold up Vettel as much as possible to try and get a good run here. With Vettel now chasing him down. Rock City also chasing down Yogi, by the way, for second. Rock City has got a 2.8 second advantage over Mitch. But that gap is now going to come down. If Mitch doesn't get a 3-second time penalty or anything, Mitch will catch Rock City. Yogi has got to hold Rock City up at this point for Mitch and the likes of Neymar and Christian to try and have a go shorter term rather than longer term in this race. And I think Rock City is going to try and get Yogi down the straight here, and I don't think Yogi is going to be up for any games here. Rock City pulls the inside line, Yogi on the outside line, Rock City comes across, and Rock City, no traffic in the end, he's through and no trouble, and he's through and he's into second.
Yep, and just over 2 seconds behind that, we got Mitch still with Neymar directly behind, but what they're doing now, they're creating a little bit of breathing space between Christian and of course Ryan, who's dropping time at the time, but that's not going to help Mitch with a 3-second time penalty to his name.
Yeah, he picked that up coming through turn 7. Neymar now trying to hunt him down as well, 1.2 seconds behind. Vettel hasn't really got that great pace over Ryan. Ryan is only losing to Christian about, what, 3-4 tenths maybe a lap at this stage? And we saw with CR7 last night, he was losing around the same. So I wonder if Ryan has probably got Christian's number at this stage. Vettel might have Ryan somewhere down in towards turn 12, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. Robert and Conti, we saw them side by side in qualifying on an outlap. They were, I thought, going to go side by side down in towards turn 12, but they're not, and they remain as they are. Gort, still out on track though, and he goes for at least another lap. Gort wants to go set of mediums. One stop, set of mediums to the end.
Yeah, this is very interesting from Gort, because the longer he goes on these tyres, the further back he's going to be. I think he's going to be behind the likes of Conti at this stage, and Robin.
Oh, he will be. He will be. He'll be down behind Robin. Maybe, I would say maybe between Vettel and Conti. I would say. I mean, in theory, what's the gap at the minute? It's 22 seconds. Yeah, it's 22.3 between Conti, 22.9 between Robin. It's going to be close. If Gort picks up the pace on this lap and he uses up the extent of that ERS, I think he's going to rejoin, maybe ahead of Conti. But, again,
Neymar.
Yeah, Neymar, 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, he's losing time. The gap is flying down. Conti now under 22 seconds and Robin down to 22.5 seconds. He is losing time to these guys. He's got to pit this lap.
He has to. He has to. For the sake of his race, I think he has to. Yogi now side by side with Mitch running down the straight. Mitch is now through and he's into third. It's an impressive drive again from Mitch. And look at the gap. He's caught Rock City. It's 1.6 seconds. Mitch has got pace over Rock City. Oh, and that Vettel tries to dive it on Ryan. Ryan having none of that. Ryan stays in position for a 7th.
Yep, Mitch, absolutely fantastic. And this is what Goat will want. He'll want his teammate from Rock City under immense pressure, as now Goat is into the pit lane. Fresh set of mediums going on that Ferrari for sure, and let's see where he comes out to. I think he's coming out in 10th.
I think he's coming out maybe behind Christian. I think he is. I think he's going to come out behind Christian. He's on the pit exit now. There's Ryan. Gort's ahead of Ryan. This is unbelievable. Gort is ahead of Ryan coming out the pit stop. So Mystic James may as well go and eat his own words at this stage. And Ryan's made a mistake coming out of turn 1 as well. And now Gort's crucially outside of a second to Ryan. Gort is ahead of Ryan. That's a real good stroke of luck for Gort in terms of his race, and Vettel And Ryan make contact coming through the S section. I think Vettel tried to channel his inner Yogi there. And look to the inside line. Now the switchback. Ryan really struggling that to the hard. And now Conti tries to go on the inside line. Coming through turn 9. Very, very much impossible to try and get a move done there. But he has. Conti's soon. He's into 7th. Here comes Robin through. And now Vettel dives and tries to make it 3 wide. And it's like a T formation as they come through. Turns Robin. Vettel spun it by himself. Vettel in the wall. Has got right side end plate damage, and now Ryan will try and hunt down Robin. Robin will try and hunt down Conti. Conti has not got any DRS, but he has got overtake mode to use, and he remains in 7th. Robin in 8th, Ryan in 9th, and Vettel spears across the track on Storm. We saw that with Neymar on qualifying. He is now pretty much out of contention, and nearly spins the car again, and in fact is in the wall, and is in the wall again. I wonder, actually, if he's got some sort of controller issue, maybe.
I don't know. I think impatience behind Ryan led to his downfall there. There was no need just to be that aggressive. You don't need to make it 3 wide at that point. Just look for the better exit. You can get him down the straight.
He lets Maximus through, and that is good to see. Neymar side by side with Yogi up the hill and towards turn 1. And Neymar on the inside line gets the move done. He's into 3rd, and he now puts a car between himself and Christian. And actually, Yogi made a mistake there, coming out through turn number 1. And now, Mitch hunting down Rock City. Yes, Mitch has a 3-second penalty. Out on track as Vettel retires. Out on track, and that's coming through, what, turn 15? Turn 14, turn 15 sort of area?
Yeah,
it's off track. It's off track, yeah. I don't think this is actually going to give a VSC, maybe. Mitch is right on the back of Rock City, though.
Yeah, Mitch on the back of Rock City, and I'm hoping that wasn't intentional, just because of where it was.
If it was a wheel issue, I could probably understand. He's probably just went straight on. And that's where I think he's probably been trying to fix. That's why I said I think it might have been a wheel issue, because he was trying to deploy maybe the throttle. It might be some sort of throttle issue maybe with his setup. Who knows? We're not mind readers. Well, I kind of am, but... Rock City down on top, Mitch in 2nd, Neymar on 3rd. Mitch, though, his pace is electric. Once again, we saw it in Mexico. We had a really good fight towards the end of the race as well in Mexico. And he's right on the back of Rock City. He was, what, 2.3, 2.4 seconds behind Yogi at this stage. Yogi's now 4-5 seconds behind him. Mitch has absolutely rocketed onto the back of Rock City. And he's electric in terms of his pace. As now Christian's going side by side with Yogi in towards turn 1. Christian should be through here on Yogi in towards turn 1. And he is. Christian's through and he's into 4th. Could get Yogi as well. Maximus spun.
Maximus around... in a very similar spot to Vettel.
Yeah, it was less further on compared to Vettel's spin. I think he spun on the infield again and recovered the car. I don't think he's got well, check if he's got damage. I can't see any on that car. He's probably just overheating the tyres maybe. But Mitch on the back of Rock City. We saw his closing speed last lap around, and look at his closing speed this time. This is going to be for the lead of the race. I think he's going to get this one done. Rock City is going to try and cut him off at the pass. You're not going to cut Mitch off at the pass though. Ran the outside in towards turn 12. Can he get the car stopped? It's like Robin sort of move early on in the race. Mitch now down the inside line. Lap 14 out of 28, and Mitch is through. Mitch is through and into the lead of the race. Rock City will try and battle this back though, but he lets him go. And Mitch is into the lead of the race, and now he can pull away from Rock City. Mitch's pace is electric tonight. Rock City now 6 tenths down. That gap is only going to increase.
Yeah, Mitch made that move. He was squeezed all the way to the outside as he got side by side into the braking zone, but he found the space and he made it work and got the traction, got the move done. Rock City now has to keep with Mitch, and interestingly at the same time we had Goat getting past Yogi as well, and Goat already on the back of Christian.
Yeah, and this is important as well. Gordon and Christian separated by 3 points coming into tonight in terms of 2nd and 3rd. And Gord's going to try and get past Christian. He's on much fresher mediums at this point. He's probably going to be the favourite later on in this race. But who knows what this race is going to unfold. Are we going to get another safety car or a VSC maybe out on track? Who knows? Mitch leads the way. Gap is 9/10. Gap is now a second. Mitch is absolutely flying away from Rock City. It's as if he's got CRG Blizzard in that car at this stage. Mitch is absolutely unbelievable. Oh, and actually makes a mistake. Soon as I say that, he makes a mistake, and now Rock City is 5/10 off the back of him. And Rock City now is in striking distance to try and get Mitch down the straight. A rare mistake from Mitch, but Rock City, so late on the brakes, tries to look to the outside of turn 12, doesn't get the move done. Mitch hangs on, but the gap from what could have been out of DRS range is now 3/10.
Yeah, a mistake there from Mitch, put him back under pressure once again, and Rock City will be taking notes of these mistakes and that. Where is Mitch vulnerable? He'll be taking notes and applying the pressure in those areas. I can assure you of that.
Where he seems to be most vulnerable, to be honest, is coming out of turn 11. He lost the rear end coming through turn 11, and if he deploys the power a lot more on the curb, now the gap is back out to 8/10. So it just comes to show he can take a corner with a really good exit. And Mitch still leads the way. Somehow out on track, Rock City now goes deep in towards turn 1, and the gap is suddenly back out at 9/10. So both of them, to an extent, are now making mistakes.
Yeah, and there is that looming threat of GOAT in P5 at the moment. Has the best chance of getting to the end on those medium tyres, and he's as close to Christian as I've seen so far.
He is as close to Christian as I think we've seen, as 4/10 of a second. The gap is pretty much hovering around that stage. Mitch, has he got outside of DRS to Rock City? I don't think he has. Oh, he has actually. He has actually got out ahead of Rock City. 1.2 seconds the gap. Neymar's third, Christian in fourth, Gort in fifth. Gort looking quite close onto the back of Christian running down the straight. Here he comes, absolutely flying. Is he going to try and have a go down in towards turn 12? No, I think sensible approach there from Gort. Didn't want to commit for the move. Robin's on the back of Conti. Down in towards turn 12 as well. Robin stays in behind. Conti 7th and 8th for Conti and Robin at this stage. Gort, though, applying a lot of pressure to Christian.
Yep. Gort putting Christian under immense pressure, and what he's doing is forcing Christian to speed up, because Christian now is within DRS range of Neymar.
He is, and Neymar is in striking distance. Rock City's into the pit lane. Rock City is into the pit lane from second. Yogi's in. Conti has followed in as well, actually. And he's on for a set of softs. Conti's had a collision with Yogi coming into the pit lane, I think. And he goes in for a set of softs, does Rock City. And Conti should be going on for a set of softs as well. Yogi will go a set of softs. It's actually a set of mediums for Conti. This is unbelievable. Mitch leads the way. Neymar second. Rock City's in clear air. He's on a set of soft compounded tyres. But it's one of the strangest strategy calls I think I've seen all season in TTML.
I think Rock City may have the stream open. He may be listening to us, and that's talking about what happened in Division 2 last night with those tyres dropping off right at the end, and the puncher, of course, for Mad Jonas in Division 2. So he might just be playing it safe.
Nobody playing it safe though for third is Gort down the inside line. And Christian is so late on the brakes, but it's overcommitted from Christian. And Gort is through and he's into third, and that is important for Gort. He can get to the end of the race. He might be reliant on Mitch and Neymar, maybe to be forced the hand from Rock City. I think they've got to respond now. They have to respond. Rock City though, they could stay out there if their tyres are good enough. We haven't got the test system to rely on tonight. But if we did, I would imagine Mitch's tyres is going to be around the 35% mark at this stage.
Neymar's in.
Neymar's in. 10 lap all mediums, 11 lap all mediums, and he's going to be behind Rock City. And he could even be behind Storm, actually.
Well, interestingly, what this does is it kind of brings Ryan back in. If these guys start pitting, Ryan would be in a net second place.
Yeah, Ryan is gaining on Robin as well. At 7/10 of a second. Rock City's 5.2 behind. Neymar is about 5 seconds behind Rock City coming out of the pit lane. But this is going to be fascinating now. Gort pulling away from Christian. Mitch leading the way, 6.6 seconds. Is there any way Mitch can try and get to the end of the race like he did, like TDB did last night? I think there is. I think he's got good tyre wear. out on track. I'm looking at his fronts, and they're hardly worn. I'm looking at his rears, and they're hardly worn. They're not blistering. Gort's not really catching either.
I think for Mitch, taking care of the tyres now, I think it's got to be his aim. Just be nice and easy into the braking zones. You can see Goat is slowly gaining on him, but Mitch, he's just taking care of those tyres, making sure they can go the distance.
And he is indeed, and I tell you what, this is still anybody's game really out on track. It could even be Ryan's game. He's right on the back of Robin. Is Mitch going to come into the pit lane? Yes, Mitch is in. Mitch is into the pit lane. Oh, and nearly overcommitted into the pit wall. God almighty, that was close to the pit wall. But Mitch is in, luckily, and he's going to be going in on a set of softs. Christian's in as well. And onto a set of softs, Mitch goes. Where is he going to be in terms of Rock City? I think he's going to be behind him. I think he's behind him. It's going to be very close on the pit exit. He's behind him by about a second. Maybe even more. About 2 seconds. 2.5.
And now we got a nice little spicy fight gonna brew up here as Neymar on those mediums. We got Christian on the softs. 2.5 seconds between them. It's gonna get a little bit spicy, I think.
Oh, well, it will definitely get a lot spicier towards the end of the race. Ryan on the back of Robin. Rock City, 3-second time penalty, and now that puts Ryan and Gort onto the podium at this stage. Storm picks up a 3-second time penalty as well. Maximus is into the pit lane right down the back of the field. Ryan now trying to close in on Robin. Running down the straight as this commentary box gets very, very sweaty indeed. Yogi is right on the back of Storm, running towards turn 11. And it looked like Yogi forced his way through there on Storm maybe. He's into 8th. Storm's going to try and hunt him down. It's not said and done for Yogi down in towards turn 12. Storm's on the back of him, but it's not going to commit it. Yogi's through and he's into 8th.
Yeah, he thinks better of it. Storm knowing those fresh softs, there's not going to be much point in really fighting it that bad.
Rock City has caught Ryan, has caught Robin, and is now ingrained in a bit of traffic, to be honest, out on track. Mitch is the one that's going to be gaining. He's in clear air. I wonder if Rock City's going to lunge this down in towards turn 1. Ryan might on Robin. Oh, and he tries to go all the way around the outside. Rock City's so late on the brakes. He's got so much commitment in terms of the tyres, but he's got to be careful. He's behind Robin and Ryan at one of the worst parts of the circuit you could ever be behind somebody at, and he slows down as a result. And he's now going to realise that Mitch is going to be closing in on him, but Mitch has just picked up a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, but look how much Mitch has just closed in. He's closed in by a second.
It's going to be within a second.
He's closed in by a second just in that one sector alone, and here goes Rock City. Having looked on the inside, doesn't make the move stick, and Mitch now, he's within DRS range, but I don't think he'll have it this time around.
He didn't get it. He was about 1.2 seconds out, and now Ryan is going to attack Robin down on the inside line, running in towards 12. Robin actually backs off slightly, and Ryan, I should say, is through, and he's into second. Robin tries it all the way around the outside, though, in towards 12. We saw it earlier on in the race. Dives it down the inside line. The German against the Brit. It's a really good battle. And now Rock City's going to try and make it 3 wide. Maybe in towards 10-15. Robin hangs it around the outside of Ryan. This is really good stuff from Robin if he pulls this move off. And he has. Yes. Down through Verstappen corner. Beautiful stuff from Robin. He's got slightly more worn tyres compared to Ryan. But he's through and he's into second. That's a great move from Robin. And he's in.
And, he's into the pits and that.
Mitch is in back.
Goes into the back of Rock City, a little love tap there from the Ferrari.
But here comes Rock City.
Here comes Rock City. Simple as you like.
Pulls it through and he's into second position. Lovely stuff out on track. This race is getting going, and now Rock City. Has he got a 10-second gap to pull to goal? I think that's impossible to pull. But you never know here in Formula 1. You never know in TTML. Gort leads the way. Rock City in second. If Rock City can drag Ryan and Mitch along with him, he's got a really good chance of possibly getting these guys onto the podium. Rock City, though, those softs are going to be more concerning for me than anything else. As Mitch is side by side with Ryan coming out through turn 9, he's not going to be close enough, though, down in towards turn 11 to get the move done. He waits in behind, and now Mitch has got to use up that pace in that car. He's got to use up the fresher tyres compared to Rock City, and he's got to get past him now. And he runs past on Ryan down the straight. Rock City is very, very slow down the straight. Look at the closing speed of Mitch. He's within 4/10 running down in towards turn 12. Absolutely sensational. And now Mitch is on the back of Rock City. And Rock City, once again, after that early pit stop, has been nullified by Mitch's pace.
Yeah, Mitch has had the best pace here tonight, and he is absolutely flying. I think he is going to try and get past Rock City on this next lap. The question is, can he pull the 3 seconds that he needs to stay ahead of him on penalties?
He could do. Rock City has been making a few mistakes, though, as well. So that could mean that Mitch could try and put out a weakness on Rock City's armour. At this stage, running down the straight, Mitch is going to have a go here in towards turn 1. He's going to have to be forced around the outside line. I thought I would have dummied it, to be honest, if I was in Mitch's perspective. Round the outside, though, through turn 1. Now on the inside line, he hasn't got the traction, and Rock City stays ahead.
Christian gets through on Neymar.
Oh, Conti's crashed through the final corner. Conti out through the final corner. Maximus is nowhere near at the scene. Mitch right on the back of Rock City. I wonder if that's going to get a safety car. Out of the final corner, it looks to me on track.
Yes.
I swear I'm Mr. James. Safety car, out on track. And now, 10 drivers to fight at the finish with probably 4 laps of racing left.
Now, this is interesting because now GOAT, his gap has been completely disintegrated. Does he pit for softs? Does Ryan pit for softs?
If I was in GOAT's shoes, I'd be staying out. I'd be staying out because Rock City and Mitch's tyres will be the most worn towards the end of the race, and that is what GOAT has got to realise. I think if GOAT, he has got sense, and if I was in his shoes, I would stay out on track, try and keep the lead of the race, because GOAT is a masterful driver on his day. He has to stay out here. On a set of mediums, they can get to the end. Rock City's tyres may not get to the end of the race, they may puncture towards the end. GOAT clearly doesn't listen to me and he's in.
Oh no, GOAT is in, and I think that
he's lost himself a podium there.
I mean, GOAT doesn't have a penalty. I think and Ryan is in as well.
Do you know how I said he was going to lose a podium? He might be out in third here. Coming past, Christian and Neymar's got to stick to their delta times, remember? And no, yeah, he's behind.
Ryan is going to come out in 6th, though, so for Ryan, he didn't really lose too much of it, and on those tyres now, both Ryan and GOAT, and to some extent Christian as well, they're going to be able to take advantage of the penalties around them.
They will, and I think GOAT has realised probably that's come in, and that is why he came into the pit lane. Rock City, Mitch, obviously have got penalties, so has Neymar. In terms of the penalties as well, there are the penalties. 3 seconds worth for Rock City, 6 for Mitch, 3 for Neymar, 3 for Yogi, 3 for Storm, 9 for Robin, 6 for Maximus. Maximus is going to be the final man as well to join on to the safety car queue. And he, I believe, has just came into the pit lane, so they're going to be waiting maybe a little bit longer. Robin has picked up a 3-second time penalty underneath the safety car for clearly cutting coming through the S section. Rock City low leads. Mitch in second, Christian in third. Who, in terms of the tyres, has got the best strategy? Because Gorse is on fresh tyres, so is Robin. So is Yogi, Storm, and Robin, and Maximus as well. Ryan, in fact, I should have said that for 6th. Who's on the best strategy, though? Because Rock City may get to the end. He'll be very worn towards the end of the race. Mitch and Christian, maybe for the win.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, for Rock City, for Mitch and for Neymar, I think the tyres, and obviously Christian as well, but these 3 are the ones with the penalties. Their tyres, they should be able to get to the end. They are going to be warm, but they're not going to be able to build the gap to stop them from losing positions on penalties. That's going to be the issue. Christian right now is in the net race lead at this moment in time, but Goat and Ryan on those fresher, soft tyres are going to be pushing Christian every step of the way.
Yeah, Mashiva in the comment section, by the way, saying Pitton was the right choice. I doubt that. I honestly really doubt that, because I think Neymar, he's on a set of mediums. Christian and Neymar are going to be coming back to Gort. Ryan and Yogi are going to be trying to push ahead of Gort. So I think there's going to be a little bit of Constantino effect here. And I don't think Gort's going to get as far up the field as people may think. I don't think, certainly on the first lap at least, he's going to be past Neymar and Christian. If he stays behind Christian and Neymar on this first lap underneath the safety car restart, then I don't see him actually winning this. If he does, then I see him winning this. So Gort has got to basically use his pace to get past these two.
Yeah, all Goat needs to do is just get past Christian. Because I don't think, with the pace that we've seen Goat have in that first stint on the softs, I don't think Rock City and Mitch are going to build a 3 or 6 second gap, respectively, with their penalties gap to Goat. Goat right now, all he needs to do is just get ahead of Christian.
Yeah, he does, and I mean, the gap is going to be around a second underneath the safety car restart, and I believe we're going to be getting going this lap around. Maximus is just about to rejoin onto the back, it seems. So, it looks like we're going to go underneath from the safety car to green flag racing this lap around. And Rock City is going to be the virtual Burn Marlander. He is going to be the safety car out on track. And the safety car should come in this lap, and now it does. The safety car lights are now out, and Rock City is now the safety car. He can now control the pace to his heart, his absolute content. He's, of course, got to maintain a very quick pace in terms of the safety car start. He can maintain a constant pace, I should say, not a quick pace. He should maintain a constant pace to try and get him not in trouble with the stewards, because we have seen it sometimes this season where drivers may brake test each other, like Joey in Belgium and EML Premier for IFR, I remember for that. But with 4 laps to go, Rock City out on top, Mitch in second, Christian in third. Gort is going to be the man we're all going to be watching on board with, I think, underneath this restart. If he gets a good restart and gets ahead of Neymar and Christian, he's pretty much won this. If Gort doesn't, and he gets held up by Neymar on the safety car start, then it remains to be seen as we now go back into green flag racing, and Rock City is absolutely bolted out of the straight and now runs towards turn number 1. Gort has got a good restart on the back of Neymar. Is he looking to try and complete this move done already down the outside line and towards turn 1? He is. He's very late on the brakes, but Neymar is still ahead of him. Neymar's ahead of him, but Gort's on the outside line running through in towards 2. Neymar's going to hold the inside line though, and I don't think Gort's going to go for this, is he? He's down the inside line. Beautiful stuff by Gort. Never doubt Gort. He's through and he's into P4. And goodness me, that eats up my telling from the race earlier on. And Gort now through and he's into P4. Crucial now, and he's now onto the back of Christian.
Yeah, and that was the move that I think Goat had to make on the first lap. Now all he's got to do is just get ahead of Christian. I think Goat has the pace to get ahead of Christian here.
Mitch has got the pace to get ahead of Rock City, and I wonder if he's going to this time around. Down and towards turn number 12, we've seen Mitch with the pace so far. Is he going to dive it down the inside line? No, he's sensible, and Rock City leads the way. Mitch in second, Christian in third, Gort in fourth. Gort standing behind Christian at this stage, so Gort now locking up. The front two are getting away. The front two are getting away, and this is what I feared. If the front two got away, Gort now has got to try and take Christian basically for the race win out on track. As long as he's ahead of him, he'll be fine. But I'm sure they want to try and get it done out on track. And Rock City and Mitch's tyres initially were great off the restart. Christian, just making slight mistakes through the corners, is bringing Gort back into play, essentially. Christian and Gort's got to work together, basically, to get onto the back of the front two with 3 laps to go.
Yeah, the question is, though, how much is Christian going to fight Goat? I think he is going to put up the fight of his life, as the clouds, they have come out. I think it is going to be too late, though, for any droplets of rain, unless we get a few droplets on the last lap. But it's a bit late now for changeable conditions, but the clouds are out.
I wonder if that's why Neymar stayed out in a set of mediums, maybe.
Possibly.
Possibly. I might be looking too much into that, but who knows? Rock City leads the way, Mitch in second, Christian in third, Gort is still behind Christian, and now Mitch has got to have a go at Rock City. Maybe not this time around, maybe he'll wait for the DRS zone next time around to be active, and he is going to wait for that point. Ryan trying to latch onto the back of Neymar as well, Neymar under pressure from Ryan, and the top four separated by around 1.2, 1.3 seconds at this stage. If they hold each other up, Neymar, Ryan and Storm are going to be into play here, and it could be a leading battle for 7.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, I was just looking at the gap between Ryan and Rock City, because Ryan needs to get past Neymar. The gap is 2.5 seconds, so if Rock City can just about eke out another couple of attempts, he will have that 3-second gap to Ryan.
Just trying to have a look at the championship standings as well as we go into the final 2 laps of the race. Currently, Gort's 4th. Gort is 4th at this stage, and if it remains as it is, then obviously he's going to be gaining more points as a result of Rock City and Mitch's penalties. So he's going to be in 2nd at this stage. Ryan will probably be either in 3rd or 4th at the end of this race. So that means Gort is going to retake the championship lead going into the final round of the season. It's not going to be as close as Division 2, but it's still going to be a championship battle into the final round.
Yeah, and what we got
Rock City!
Mitch.
Rock City goes slow and Mitch is through! Mitch is into the lead of the race! I wonder if that's Rock City using up the DRS detection point. He hasn't got it. I think Mitch has got it. Mitch has got it. And Rock City, I think, was slowing down enough to maybe get the DRS, and it's not enough, and now Mitch is ahead. And here comes Christian down the inside line, and this is crucial. Christian dives in on Mitch. Oh, he's so close to going into the back end of him. And now we're back as we were. Christian and Gort now. Christian and Rock City side by side. Rock City now on the outside line. They're costing Gort valuable time here. They've got to get a move on. Mitch is now 9/10 clear.
Yeah, I think that was Racing Point tactics here. Rock City allowing Christian to get ahead, and now Rock City's the man right in front of Goat, and Rock City, I think, is going to hold up Goat to allow Christian to get away.
Neymar's tyres are switching back on as well. Neymar is beginning to pick up the pace as well. In behind, final lap of the race. Who knows what's going to happen here? Mitch leads the way. It's 1.2 seconds to Christian. Mitch can absolutely fly away, maybe, from the likes of Rock City, from the likes of Christian. Maximus and Yogi getting caught in contact, and Yogi's got left side end plate damage on the back of Maximus. I think he tried to look to the inside line there. Again, silly. Maximus has got right side end plate damage, maybe from collision there as well. Mitch leads the way. It's a second the gap to Christian. Rock City now third. He's holding up Gort. And the third, I'm just trying to look at the leader gap. It's 2.5 seconds. Mitch has got 6 seconds worth of penalties. Gort is 4/10 away. Maybe, no, actually, no. He needs to be 6 seconds away, doesn't he?
Yeah, he needs to be 6 seconds away. Mitch is definitely going to drop down to at least 5th, because he does have a 3-second gap to Neymar. The thing is, though, is that Rock City, if he holds up Goat too much more, Storm gets through on Ryan B for 6th
and Yogi! Yogi down the inside line on Ryan as well, and Ryan's going to try and have a comeback here at Storm. This is crucial championship points for Ryan. All the way around the outside through 13. Tries to get the move done. Has he got the move done? Yes, he has, or has he? Storm on the outside line. Ryan is through and he's into 6th. He battles back like an absolute lion. Out on track. It's Mitch who leads. Out on track, though, coming around the final couple of corners here in America in what has been one of the best races of the season in Division 4. Mitch ran the final corner to win across the line. The gap is 2 seconds to Christian. Rock City has dropped behind him, and there's the podium. It's Christian, Gort, Ryan, and then Mitch, and Rock City was 0.05 of a second off him.
Yeah, Rock City, he backed up Goat just a little bit too much there, and losing out on a podium position there, getting jumped by he loses out on not getting jumped by Mitch. I thought it was a podium position. Never mind.
To the top step of the podium, though, goes the Racing Point man. A fantastic race out on track. A fantastic, great Great comeback. Christian has won. Gort in second. And then in third, Ryan out on track. What does that do to the championship standings, I hear you ask? Well, I'm going to try and frantically calculate all of this up. I'm going to do a mic from last night in terms of the standings. I believe Christian is on 167 points going into the final round. Gort, who finished second on 25, 174 points. Ryan, in third, picks up 20, 163 points. So that means Gort, without any stewards penalties, lead by Christian. I make the gap 7 points going into the final round.
I don't know. I haven't got my calculator out.
I'm just calculating up. Christian won 137. And he didn't get pole position, so that's that. But he didn't get the fastest lap point either. So that's that out the way. So he gets 30 points, 167 for him. Gort was second in the championship coming into tonight. He finished second, 25 points for him, 174. Ryan was leading coming into the championship standings tonight, 143 points. He gets 20 points, and he finishes on 163. So the gap between Gort to Ryan for the final round of the championship, first to third, Gort leads, Christian second, Ryan in third going into next week. In terms of the championship standings, Gort leads by 7 points over Christian. Ryan is a further 4 points behind Christian. The gap between the top three, 11 points. I'm confident in saying that.
Alright, that'll meet you do the math now. So 137 plus 30, that's 167 for Christian. Goat plus 25 on 139, so that'd be 144, 164, and yeah.
Oh yeah, 164. Shit.
And Ryan, I believe it's 20 points for third, isn't it?
Yeah, 20 points for third.
So 163.
So now Christian needs a championship. Christian needs the championship because of my failure at maths. I got a grade D, by the way, so don't blame us. Christian, on 167 points, leads the championship
4 points.
by 4 points to Gort, and Gort is a point ahead of Ryan, is what we're saying.
Goat is 3 points behind Christian. Ryan 4 points behind Christian.
We've got two very close championship battles going into the final 2 rounds, of course, for Division 2 and for Division 4. I'm not sure what it's like in Division 3 or Division 5, but I really hope you've enjoyed this race out on track. I believe we're going to try and get the top 3 in.
Get them in.
Let's try and get them in, indeed. I'm going to try and pay some sort of attention to the football. And I know I said I wouldn't give the scores, but I'm just going to have a look for myself. Apparently it was a very boring first half, is what I've been told. And I'm not going to tell you the score at the minute. But it is live if you do want to watch it on BBC.
I mean, I'm going to pass on that. Just because I have a feeling I already know what the end result is going to be for it.
Well, if you're thinking Italy is winning, then you're right. But I'm not telling you the score.
I mean, Italy haven't lost a game in over 20 games, so I don't think Italy would lose.
Well, they play San Marino all the time, so not the wonder.
Right, Ryan, Goat, and Christian all added to the party.
Rock City saying he can take the interview for Christian. Yeah, Christian can't speak any English, I don't believe. So I don't think we'll be hearing an interview from him. But Luke Alonso, that's Luke Ajax, I believe. 167, 164, 163. So he's done the calculations as well. Or, if he's literally heard it from us in the commentary box, then goodness knows. But we have got a few of the drivers now joining into the commentary box. And I believe we are going to hear maybe from the guy in third first. I'm just waiting on him to join. There he is. It is Ryan, who of course finished in third position. And Ryan, you might have lost your championship lead going into the final round of the season, but it was a great drive from you, finishing in third. Talk us through your... My microphone might have cut out there. It's Ryan here.
Yeah, I'm here.
You're here, fantastic. Talk us through your race.
Yeah, it was a good qualifying session, and had zero pace on the softs at the start. I was all over the place, and then went for the hards. Was quite surprised everyone went for the mediums. It's just I don't know how to describe it really. It was just a good little race.
Yeah, it was a good little race from you. We saw you struggling in the early part of the race. Around that 4-lap 5, those softs began to go. You said you were all over the place. What was your tyre wear like in the early stages?
I'm not too sure. It wasn't great. I think I ended up pitting a couple of laps earlier than I wanted to, because I'd planned on going late on the softs to go for the mediums, but I quickly realised that wasn't going to happen.
Quickly realised it wasn't... Yeah. I thought you were going to say something else there, sorry.
Sorry, no.
Mike, I'll come across to you. Any questions?
Yeah, it seemed like the safety car at the end it was really beneficial to you, because obviously with everyone on the fresh softs catching you down at the end, the safety car really helped you. Did you plan immediately to pit for softs in the safety car, or was there any thought of staying out on the hards?
No, straight away go for the softs. I assumed everyone else would have gone for the softs as well for the pit, and was surprised that the leaders didn't go for that.
They were already on the softs. They pitted a couple of laps earlier.
I know. I thought you'd go for even soft, like go for the fresher softs. That's what I would have done anyway.
And of course, you lose the championship lead now, and the gap to my mass, because James tried mass and it didn't work out too well. But to my mass, the gap between you and the new championship leader, Christian, is only 4 points.
Yep. It basically is going to be a race. Whoever wins next week becomes champion. I like Singapore, and I'm going to pray for rain.
Yeah, and I was going to say, how are you feeling about Singapore? Because there's 3 of you within 4 points of each other in this championship.
Yeah, I do like Singapore a lot. It's a brilliant track for me. I really, really, really hope it rains.
Well, we have to wait and see, James.
You stole my final question, so that's the end. Ryan, go and enjoy your evening.
Thank you, you two guys.
And now we'll move on to our man who, of course, finished in P2 and doesn't take the championship lead going into the final round of the season. It is Gort. And Gort, you had a 3-point advantage, basically, to try and gain on Ryan. You're now a point ahead going into the final round of the championship. First of all, talk us through your race.
I think the race was okay. I tried for the one-stop soft medium, but the safety car totally ruined that plan, so...
Yeah, because we saw you go to around lap 10, I think it was, to go on to set
11.
mediums. Did you feel without that late safety car that it would have hindered you in terms of the progress throughout the race?
Yeah, I was worrying about it, but you never know what's happened, so... I was not sure if I should go in on a new set of soft or not, but I think I did the right choice. Maybe I've been lower down if I didn't do that, so...
Yeah, you did do the right choice in the end, but we saw at various points you were getting quite close to Christian. Did you feel you had the pace to try and overtake him?
I think we have a very similar pace, so I'm not sure. I just tried to go for it. I saw Rock City and Mitch with the penalty, so it was the fight for the lead back there. So. And I was lucky I came past Neymar in the restart, so... been easy, but that was not an easy pass on Neymar either. So.
I know, because I think I said at the start of the safety car when it was coming in that you would try and get Neymar, and if you got past Neymar, you'd probably go on to win the race. You didn't in the end, and you finished second, but it's still a good result from you.
You know, the racing points working together, so they were too quick today.
They did warn about that in the Discord, I'm afraid to say, as well, before the race, which was terrible. Mike, any questions?
I was going to ask about how did you feel about the racing points working together to hinder you at the end, but it also seemed like you had your teammate up there as well, being a bit of a nuisance to Rock City and Christian early on, so it's a bit of back and forth between the two. Were you happy with how good Mitch has been over the past 2 races?
It's good for the constructor, so I think it was good with the win he had last week also, so maybe we can beat the Racing Point now. I'm not sure what the standing is. So
I don't think that's mathematically possible.
Okay. I haven't checked the standings on the constructor after Max left, so.
Yeah, you're on 164 before tonight, 20 points behind Alfa Romeo. So I think that's the battle.
Okay. Yeah. We will see what's happened next, so.
Yeah, looking ahead to Singapore, how do you think you're going to get on around there?
We are not friends, me and Singapore, so I don't know.
Well, hopefully there's a mutual agreement between you both next week, and hopefully we might see you maybe crowning as TTML Division 4 champion.
Hopefully, but as I said after race 2, Japan, I was aiming for top 3, so I think I'm hopefully getting that. So
I think you're pretty much there now, to be honest, in terms of a top 3. I don't think Neymar's within a chance to try and still wrap up the championship. I don't know though. We might have to do more calculations around it.
Yeah, we will see when the standings come out later this week. So
definitely will. Until then, go and enjoy your evening.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you very much indeed, Gort, and that is the end for tonight here in TTML Division 4. We really hope you've enjoyed all the action that has been unfolding, of course, out on track over the last 9 weeks. We've got 1 more week to go. Season finale week, as we're calling it. TTML Division 2, with the closest battle in TTML history about to go down on Thursday night at 8 PM. It is myself and Mike taking you through the action, of course, for that. Division 3, it is Aidan Carter and Conti, who I believe is back next week as well. Division 4, it is myself and Paco Suarez, should be alongside me in the commentary box for the final round of the championship. And then in Division 5, it's James Boyle and Pariah. Hopefully James gets better soon, after he said he was feeling a little bit unwell, and that's why Pariah had to go it alone. He did a sterling job, I'm sure, in Division 5. And that is it. That is it for tonight. Mike, before we close off, who was your driver of the day?
You see that
tricky this week.
Yeah, it is very tricky. A part of me wants to give it to Mitch because of his pace, but he picked up 6 seconds of time penalties, which puts him behind the likes of Christian and Goat. And I'm gonna go with Christian.
Christian, yeah, I've got to agree, I think, to be honest, with Christian. Drove a solid race. Mitch would have got my driver of the day if he kept it clean off penalties, because he had such good pace, and I wouldn't be surprised if Mitch is on pole position next week in Singapore. But that's a week in advance I'm making that prediction, so hopefully you don't come and back at me next week when I'm correct. But who knows. But that is the end for tonight. I think we're now going to go off and watch the Turkey versus Italy match, or the final stages of that match. And yeah, the Euros are beginning, and just remember, it's coming home. But yeah,
it's not.
It is. I mean, Wales play tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing them getting beat.
Look, England are not winning the Euros. It's not happening.
You never know. You never know. Wales might win the Euros, and then we'll be having Welsh rarebit for dinner.
Well, I mean, if Wales win it, it's coming home-ish.
Coming home-ish. I like it. I like it. Before we get kicked off, though, we're going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, I've been James Head. He's been Michael Edwards. Please take care of yourselves in this crazy world that we all live in. And until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.